You need to have an intimate relationship with God by yourself. And you must find him. You're running out of time.
So, welcome to yet another one. We have some urgent warnings from Brother Brandon.
Everything we know is about to accelerate even at a greater scale as of April 1st.
The brother is talking about an acceleration, and from the look of things, we can actually see that we only have 2 days or 3 days, depending on your time zone, before all these things start unfolding.
The Lord said when Passover comes, that the birthing pains will now double even greater.
Yes, my family, we really need to pray. And I remember President Trump came out to say that, the Iranian nuclear capabilities and all that have been, destroyed and all that. But we have Brother Brandon here coming out to say this.
I saw nuclear things underneath the earth in Iran. One bomb.
So that's why I say this contradicts what we've been hearing.
A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime: Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier.
So let's just wait and see as things continue to unfold.
Trump says they're friends. They sent him a package. They got presents.
They did something yesterday that was amazing, actually. They gave us a present, and the present arrived today. And it was a very big present worth a tremendous amount of money. And I'm not going to tell you what that present is, but it was a very significant prize. And they gave it to us, and they said they were going to give it. So that meant one thing to me: we're dealing with the right people.
Is that nuclear related?
No, it wasn't nuclear related. It was oil and gas related.
Was it related to the Strait of Hormuz and the flow of...
Yeah, it was related to the flow and to the strait, yeah. I told you about a present, right? Steve, can I reveal the present?
You can do anything you want.
Thank you. They said to show you the fact that we're real and solid and we're there. We're going to let you have 8 boats of oil. 8 boats. 8 big boats of oil. This was 2 days ago. And they'll sail up tomorrow. That was 3 days ago. And I didn't think much about it. And then I watched the news, and they said, a very good anchor, actually. Happened to be Fox. But I watched it, and he said, something's unusual happening. There are 8 boats that are going right up the middle of the Hormuz Strait. 8 big tankers are going loaded up with oil right through. And I said, well, I guess they were right, and they were real. And I think they were Pakistani flagged.
Yes.
And I said, well, I guess we're dealing with the right people. And actually, they then apologized for something they said, and they said, we're going to send 2 more boats. And it ended up being 10 boats. All right, I hope I haven't screwed up your negotiations, but I thought it was appropriate to say, because I did taunt you the other day by saying they're going to give us a present.
I said, don't trust the enemy. They are mad that you took out their Ayatollah. They think different. They are in a holy war. Why? Because they want to bring forth their Mahdi.
According to their interpretation of prophecy, believe that it is their calling to trigger this apocalyptic showdown. And therefore, when they recruit fighters, what they are recruiting them for is to be a part of this army that is going to trigger this final showdown between the West and Islam, that Islam will win, and then the whole world will be governed under their set of rules, led by the emergence of the 12th Imam, the Mahdi, their messianic figure. Why is this important for us to understand? And why is that important for the next Secretary of State to understand? Because when you understand it, you realize these are not people you can negotiate with. These are individuals with an apocalyptic vision of the future, and they will not stop until they feel they have succeeded in triggering this apocalypse. It, by the way, is similar to the views held by the Ayatollah in Iran. And so when people that have an apocalyptic vision of the future are trying to acquire a nuclear weapon in the case of Iran, you understand why it is that in many cases diplomacy and engagement does not work. And
this isn't about just eliminating a nuclear threat.
Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. That's all there is. You can't have it.
Or missiles or whatever. They want to bring about the end. Why? Because if they die by martyrdom, they get 90 virgins or whatever it is.
Is it true that every man in paradise will have 72 maidens and 2 wives? The answer is no. This is not true at all. Every man would have 2 wives in paradise. And if you do the math, you will find throughout history that women are always more than men. As for the 72 hur, this is only and specifically for those who are martyred on the battlefield, who die as a shaheed on the battlefield.
A bunch of girls. So in their mind, they're going, let it be so, Lord, to their God, for their false God they serve. They think different than us. And I said, I saw them in secret cells throughout America.
And I also remember sharing this before. I believe it was a prophet from Ghana who said that war is coming to America.
I'm reading the BBC news to you, CNN news. Breaking news reaching us
So he is talking about the future.
Right now is that they mentioned the person's name is dead. 12 o'clock in the afternoon in the White House is dead. 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Now let me break it down to you. There is an attempt on the president's life, but then it will not work.
Oh, White House. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But then someone else will die in his stead.
Okay.
So is broad day news. The war is coming. I told you in last year, war is coming to America. War is coming to the main angle. So they target the president, they didn't get the president, they got someone very, very important, very, very crucial. So it will really raise things to a level where we were not prepared for.
So my family, a lot of people have been saying it. I remember Brother Brandon also talked about it.
And a retaliation is not going to be a slap, but they want to do a fatal blow to keep America out of what they want to do with Israel. America is in the way.
And I remember telling you or sharing a video with you what their plans are for Israel.
Now, I know that there are those who say they found Israel somehow drag the United States into it. What I would say to you is very simple. Do you know for how long Israel has been fighting for its own existence? Let's assume you were right. Let's assume you were right. What would you have done? If you had Iran declaring you have no right to exist, and you're a small country like Israel, and they are developing nuclear weapons, and every day announcing if they had the chance, they'll wipe you out of existence. You're going to wait till they try it? So the more they talk about Israel is responsible for it, I think they're making Israel look good, actually. Why they're trying to make them look bad? Because they have to fight for their existence. No nation has been so threatened like Israel has. And the land space they occupy is so small. If the other nations are so interested in the Palestinian people, why don't they give them a place to stay?
Yes, sir.
The land is so small. And you want them to be destroyed. And several attempts in history have been made to completely annihilate them. Is that a good thing? Your hatred, your personal hatred for the Jews is satanic.
Yes, sir.
And the sooner you realize that, the better for you. It's devilish. Why do all the other nations have a right to exist? Even Israel says they don't have a problem with the Palestinians staying where they are. But they cannot allow them to become a nation running their own stuff, because they will open the doors for all the enemy nations who don't want Israel to exist, because they have a right to let them come in then. And that will be the end of Israel. Because they continue to say they're going to push them to the sea.
So let's pray, my family. I'll mention the next one is always like, share, comment, subscribe.
And I said, I saw them in secret cells throughout America. That it's not a terrorist. And what did the Lord say this last time? He said, you must pray for Passover on first, going through Good Friday and Easter weekend, concerning the Vatican, concerning Catholic churches, concerning major churches like Joel's, concerning Cornerstone, concerning these major, pray for huge congregations of people. But it was about Jewish festivals for Passover. It's all the Jews, and for Passover, that it would be a major target. And the Lord said, you must pray. And a retaliation is not going to be a slap, but they want to do a fatal blow to keep America out of what they want to do with Israel. America is in the way.